All right, everybody, this is going to be our workout that's called Progression 3. So if you remember, we had a Progression 1 and a Progression 2. We take a balance activity, a mobility, a couple of strength activities, an arm pattern, a foot pattern, a combo, and then what's called a linear activity. So we kind of like put those all together so we're better at moving. Our balance is going to be called rocket balance. If you remember, we did on Progression 1 a hurdle balance. And then Progression 2, we did the airplane balance. We're gonna do the rocket balance. Rocket balance is similar to the airplane, but it's a little bit harder because you're gonna have these horizontal arms. So instead of your arms being out to the side, they're gonna be straight up. You're gonna put your bicep muscles next to your ears. You're gonna take one foot back a little bit, and then you're gonna try and reach forward with your arms and try and balance and hold. And down. So I was balancing on my left. Now I'm going to balance on my right. Arms up. Step back. Come up and hold. If you make a mistake, try again. You want to really try and push that back leg as far back, as high as you can. Let's try it again. Pick one leg, arms up, step backwards a little bit, and then lean. And then we're going to rest for a second. Switch legs, shake it out a little bit. Arms up and horizontal. One step back. Lean and hold. All right, good job. Really good too for some shoulder mobility. Our mobility exercise is going to be a lunge with our horizontal arms and a lean. So basically what we're going to do is a regular lunge. We're going to go down, horizontal arms. We're going to lean one way and then lean the other and then come back up. So you pick which leg you want to start with. We're going to alternate. Step and lunge, lean, back, lean, back to home position. Arms up, step with the opposite leg, lunge, lean, lean, back, opposite. Switch. Back, switch. Remember, your back knee does not quite touch the ground. If this level is too hard for you, remember you could just do an alternating lunge with your hands on your hips or your hands on your thigh. You have to pick the difficulty of the exercise for you. Switching again. And one more. All right, good job. We're going to work on our supine strength. Supine means like on your front. Prone is on your back. So I'm going to sit down. And this exercise is known as a glute bridge, named after your glute muscles in your butt. This is also called a supine bridge. So you're going to lay on your back, so your stomach is up. And you're just going to take your hips, push them up, and just balance. We're just going to hold right here. Hips up as high as you can. Really working these glute muscles.
Squeeze them. Keep your feet flat on the ground and hold. To make it harder, put your hands up. Alternate one leg up and hold. Keep your hips up. Bring it down. Switch legs. Bring it down. Switch. Bring it down. Switch. If you need to take a break for a minute and sit down for a second, that's fine. Otherwise, let's just do a couple more. Alternate. And if putting your leg up is too hard, you're just going to stay in regular glute bridge. One more on each side. And let's just hold it for another 10 seconds. Okay, that's our supine bridge, or also called a glute bridge.
All right, we're gonna work on a squat. This is called an 80-20 squat. So we're gonna overload one side. So we're gonna start low, squat position. We're gonna start with our hands on our thighs. We're gonna squat down, and then we're gonna come up on one leg and push up, so we overload one leg. Squat, overload. Squat, overload. So it's just a quick balance on one leg. Overload. Squat, overload. Stay with me. So the squat goes about as far as a chair would be under you. Overload. Overload. So we're developing some strength in our legs. Now to make it a little bit harder, you probably know what to do. Hands on hips. Squat, overload. Squat, overload. Keep going. Squat, overload. Not a deep squat. The hardest version would be deep squat, overload. But you'll find what you can do. Remember deep squat? Touch, overload. Touch, overload. Whoop. Touch, overload. Touch, overload. Touch, overload. Touch, overload. Touch, overload. Good job, you guys. Moving on to our arm position, which is going to be a horizontal rocket arms twist. So let's just start with our feet spread apart, arms in front. You're just going to twist, and you're going to release that bottom toe. Come back, twist, twist. How far can you twist to each side? Make sure you're lifting up the opposite foot toe of the direction that you're traveling with your arms. You can go a little bit faster if you want. Really want to try and generate some power and some torque. Think about all the sports we do this in. Think about baseball. Baseball players have to have stable bottom and then turn and twist at the hips and the rest of their body. How about a volleyball server? Tossing up and having to come through right here. Hockey player turning here and then extending through like that. How about a soccer player coming up, turning, push, and extending through? This is a motion we need to practice, right? For a lot of sports, The only time it's practice is when you're actually doing the motion. Great idea to just practice this. So our foot pattern is going to seem easy, but you need to concentrate on it because once we make this a combination move with our arms, it's going to get more difficult. So it's just real simple. You're going to pick one foot, and you're going to go back, and then your other foot goes back. Then the same foot that went back goes forward. The same foot always leads. Back, back, forward, forward. The same foot always go first. Whether you're going forward or backward, the same foot leads. Same foot leads. Back, back, forward, forward. Keep going. We are experts at movement. You cannot be stopped. We're really shoring up all these patterns that other people don't practice, and they might not be good at the harder stuff because they can't do the easier stuff consistently well. So I was stepping back with my right foot, which looks like my left for you guys. I'm going to switch now. So the opposite foot goes back. Same thing. Change the foot that's going back. The same one that goes back first goes forward first. This is important. You have to be an expert at this for the combination move. Keep going. Hands on your hips. Back, back, forward, forward, back, back, forward, forward. All right. The combo move is back, back, forward, forward, but with horizontal arms. So we're working on that patterning with our feet, and we're working on our upper body patterning. So it's going to really help to do it in slow motion. So your arms are out. As you step back, you're going to move your arms. The same foot has to always be going backwards and forwards while you are twisting. The same foot goes back and forward. Keep going. We're working on the coordination. Okay, now we're going to switch. Now our opposite foot's going to go back. So let's do it in slow motion. The same foot goes backwards and forwards. So concentrate on your feet. You decide how fast. We don't want to go super fast on this. We want to get the patterning right. After you practice it and your brain figures it out, once your brain figures it out, you'll always get it correct. Your brain's learning this new pattern. Brain has to really work. It's continuously crossing the midline, working on right and left side, constantly adjusting. Okay. Our last move is going to be our linear. I think we did skipping last time. This is going to be a lateral slide. And since we don't have much room, it's going to be really short. So we're going to start low, hands on our thighs, and we're going to go 1 step, 2 steps small, 3 steps small. But we're not going to collect all the way back. Just small steps. 1, 2, 3. Back and forth. Hands are on our thighs. Don't let your feet touch each other. Keep them wide. Wide stance. Hands on your thighs. All right, now let's put our hands on our hips. Same thing. 3 little steps. You don't need much room. Stay low. feel this in your thighs, maybe the back of your legs and your glutes. Think about all the sports too that start down low. How about faster? 3 quick steps. Put your arms out if you want. From the side. All right, everybody, that was progression 3. Good work. Aloha.